What's going on, Lethal Team? Welcome to an exciting edition of... My bad, fellas. I sit there and say Lethal Team, didn't I? It's a natural thing, but welcome to the Bankhead Bullies against Southside. This game wasn't close by any stretch of the imagination, so if you're watching this game, it has to be strictly from, I guess, an execution standpoint. This is not a game you watch where you're necessarily going to get better. This is not a game you're going to watch and be like, you know, this team was competition and I'm glad we beat them. It's not that type of game, all right? And to be honest with you, I normally would not post these type of games because, like, nobody wants to really watch a team get blown out. When you watch competitive gameplay, you want to see two Titans going at it. And when two Titans go at it, hey, the best man to come out a winner. This just wasn't that, all right? We blew these guys out, but in doing so, I want the team to recognize that this is all the 2v2 games, all the 3v3 games, all the playing in the rec coming together. The beautiful thing about a game like this is probably like the best we can play at our base level, meaning like without us actually running different defenses and running different offensive sets. Y'all know at this point that this style can win, and that's important to know. If it was a thing where you look at our game where we lost, right? And all the games we played so far, we've only played a base style, which is, you know, me getting to the rim, trying to score, trying to draw the defense, and when I do draw the defense, kicking it to you guys for wide open threes. All right, and essentially, as long as people can follow the game plan, keep getting better at passing, which you guys have become way better at passing. As long as we can continue to do those things, this base style is good enough to compete. Now, the thing about this base style, as good as it is, when we're playing against a team that can actually guard us or a team that is very good offensively, let's say they got two guards that's really good, like when we played against King Doom's team and we lost. The point guard was pretty good. And even though I felt like I held them in check for the most part, I made them have a tough game. I mean, Dooms went off. And their center did a great job of playing defense. Like, they did a phenomenal job of rotation and everything. So if we go against a team that's that good, that's where chemistry and rotation, like, we would have to be just as good on our end as they was on there. You know, games like that when two teams are really good, it's going to come down to defensive discipline and then offensive IQ. To be disciplined on defense means, like, you understand what defense you're in. Everybody knows what to do in every situation in that defense. So if we man-to-man switch everything, being disciplined says nobody ever misses a switch. Everybody's able to help the helper, and everybody should be able to recover and react. All right. Staying disciplined in our man-to-man defense means trying to force 24 seconds every single time. Gamble on the long passes. Be aware when we're double teaming. If we're double teaming, don't reach if you're the person in the double team, right? You doubling so that the other guys could be in the passing lane, and you get the reward by them getting the steal. Same thing with boxing out. If a guy's clearly winning on the board, especially if he's getting a bunch of offensive rebound, staying disciplined in defense, meaning you box out and don't jump and allow one of your teammates to get the rebound. You know, doing those things, not being the individual doing everything for team. That's what it means to stay disciplined defensively. Offensively, when a team is that good, shooting windows are very tight. Their rotations are going to be good, so somebody else other than me has to be able to create a play to score. And if it has to be me, because nobody else can really do that, that means every pass to the paint has to be perfect. It can't come late. You know, a bunch of different things that I don't want to worry about, but that's the pressures of playing against a good team. So if you notice this particular game, we got off to a very slow start. I've been looking at it. So when we play team games, the goal is to get to 80 points. No matter if we win, lose, or whatever, if we got to 80 points, then we played our game the way we were supposed to play. Now, I'm always going to be more satisfied with the win, but it's important that everybody kind of knows their capabilities. And if you happen to go above your capabilities, that's always good, but you can never really fall under. All right, the only way you can fall under is if somebody else picked up the slack so much that it made sense. Like in a game like this, I expect Reggie to always score anywhere between 15 to 18 points. I expect Blaze to score anywhere from 12 to 15 points. All right, and this is just based on how everybody plays, things of that nature. But let's say Reggie only had 12 points, but Blaze had like 20. Okay, then them two kind of offset each other. You know, the production I'm expecting out of you guys, y'all did bring, and if it produced a win, perfect. All right. I'm also getting used to everybody's tendencies. I'm starting to figure out how everybody plays, and that's important for me to know because, like I said, if we start playing against other teams or want to play in tournaments and things of that nature, I have to know and be able to trust what everybody's going to do. All right. So, as the game's going to continually get out of hand, which is a beautiful thing, I want y'all to look at this game and compare it to the game that the second game that we played. All right. And one thing, as I'm doing these videos more and more, I'm going to be pretty brutally honest with you guys. And it's just because I think that's the point I need to be at. Normally, I try to be nice, cuddle, never say nothing mean about anybody. Try to, keep a very positive tone. But we're all grown men. It should always be positive because we're trying to become a better team. All right, if y'all see something that I'm doing that you don't like, bring it up. And even if I don't agree with you at the time, I always listen and I always try to make an adjustment. That's what I would tell you. Like Reggie says some things to me all the time and I might not like even with this build that I'm using. This was never a build I intended on making. But Reggie has suggested it. I was willing to listen. He paid for it. And here we are. I mean, I made the build work. I think it's been beneficial for the team because I can do a lot of things, and I've always done a lot of things. But mainly all this did was help me become a better ball handler. I don't believe it made me a better defender. I was going to play defense anyway. I do believe I'm faster. I believe I'm more athletic, even though my guy was pretty athletic. But I do understand how this build fits in with this strategy that we've been using. Because the difference with my other guy, because he is capable of shooting a 3-ball, I would have attempted more of those, which possibly could have hurt us. With this guy, I'm never thinking about shooting a 3-ball, so it makes me more aggressive attacking the rim. So that's just where I'm at with that. But like I said, if y'all see something in my game that y'all think needs fixing, let me know. I'll correct it. I have no issues, trying to better myself and then be better for you guys. So again, even in blowouts like this, I always want to harp down on consistency. All right, we need to be better rotations, get more consistent offensively. And that doesn't necessarily mean making shots. It's just be consistent of the shots you're going to take. All right, even if we're playing a game and I hit you and I be like, oh, you should have shot that. If it's not a shot you would normally shoot, then don't trip about it. I'm just playing the game. When playing the game, if I'm into it and locked and saying things about it, that's how you know I'm locked in trying to win. So if you take a shot you wouldn't normally take or you don't feel comfortable, it's always fine with me. Just don't turn the ball over if you can help it, and if it's something you feel like you can add to your game, then try to add it to your game. So when it comes down to this defensive end, it's kind of hard to become better individual defenders, because we do play this style, switch everything, but it's not like a thing where I'm expecting you guys to be able to play defense as well as I possibly would play it. One, because my dude is pretty much maxed out on the defensive end. And then two, it's an IQ thing. All right, so if you don't have a 90 perimeter defense, I can't expect you to sit out there and guard point guards the way I would guard them. If you don't have a lot of interior, I can't expect you to switch down the bigs and expect y'all to guard them the way I would guard them. For me, on my build, that stuff is up. Because when it comes down to switching, I don't want to be at a disadvantage no matter who I guard. And although we all pretty much similar sizes, it's a reason why you guys can shoot and I can't. Being able to shoot takes away from some of the things you probably want to do, whether it's defense or whether it's playmaking. All right, and we all kind of have our things. I'm not going to trip when you guys miss shots. Like I said, when you look at the shot chart at the end of the game, as long as you shot 50% or better, I'm happy. But more importantly, even if you didn't shoot 50% or better, I care that you guys are trying to be aggressive scoring the ball. So, all in all, like I said, this game wasn't really close. Funny thing is, last year we played a team that kind of played like these guys do. Now, the point guard was way better, but the patience that the point guard came up with, came down, wait for everything to set, then made his move to score, that's pretty much how this guy kind of played, and that's what it reminded me of. If the team was a lot better, this would be one of the teams that normally would give us trouble. And it always bothered me if we played against a team New Wave. And the thing that got me the most in that game was the fact that we didn't stay disciplined in the game plan and what we wanted to accomplish. I mean, the team was able to pick us apart just because we pretty much had guys that wanted to do their own thing. And when it comes down to these team games, you can't really want to do your own thing because some teams are good. They're just as good as you are. So I thought it was really impressive that not only that we won this game, but we dominated it in the fashion in which we did. Another thing, I would like you guys to start taking the rec games a little bit more seriously, as well as these team games. The reason being, if we're playing and you're kind of not into it and you're kind of nonchalant about it and you start doing certain things like flopping or just not respecting your opponent, that's also going to show up when we play against a really good team and we're losing and we start arguing. All right, the same way you have to respect the team when you're winning. I mean, the same way you respect the team when you're losing has to be the same way you respect the team when you're winning. They have to go hand in hand because, like I said, consistency, tendencies, these things matter. If you don't think they matter, watch. As soon as we in a game, we're losing, we can't get nothing to go right, what are you guys going to do? You're going to do what you always do. You're going to show your tendencies. So if you're flopping, not taking it seriously just because we're up a few points, as soon as we start getting blown out by the same amount, what you going to do? Start flopping, saying things like it's just a game and not really respecting your opponent, not taking it seriously. And it's just going to be a shit show. You know what's going to happen then? We're going to go another 3 weeks without actually playing a team game. Guys are going to come out with like 3 new bills by then. Like it's just, and it's going to be pointless. And it's the reason why we can never get to that next point of being competitive. Like right now, we should be at the point where when we do get 5 on, we should be linking up in the Discord, going against another team. Like, hey, my 5 ready. Give me the pass code and let's get these games in. That's where we should be. At the point we start doing that, the next step is to sign up for the leagues and tournaments. And yes, those are money leagues and money tournaments. But you best believe if I put my money on the line and I am not trying to go out there and get embarrassed or trying to end up with a team that quits just because we ain't won a few games. All right, the last time we was in the league, we started off on fire, and then we played against this team, Simply Great, and we just simply couldn't beat those guys. And as we started to fall to them and couldn't beat anybody, we couldn't get our chemistry back. We ended up playing against this team above all. They killed us. And then we didn't play any more league games. We didn't play enough games to qualify for the playoffs, even though we had 2 people that make it an all-star team. But it bothered me because some of the teams that made the playoffs and made it competitive are teams we could have beat. And I always felt like I was good enough to be a league MVP and be on a championship team, and I think that'd be cool to win a championship in any league with you guys, in any of them. So that's just where I'm at with it. Like I said, this is a great win, great blowout win. I want you guys to compare this to the next one, all right? In the next game, Step Your Game Up will be playing, which is Nation, which you all know. And if you do make it to this point, I would like for y'all to give me your opinions on how you think everybody played. Don't just take the wins. Like, we have a tendency to just take the wins and be like, we win and everything's good, and we don't ever talk about it. But and then when we lose, it's pretty much the same thing. We don't want to talk about it. Communication is what keeps a team together. Alright, but that's enough for me. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this film. And I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.